Welcome in to another Running with the Timberwolves podcast on the Believe Sports Network. My name is Gabe Anderson, doing it solo tonight because we're talking about Minnesota Timberwolves and not a great start to the series, kind of like the Warriors series. Not a great start, not too many great takeaways from game one, but we'll break it down. But first, let me mention, make sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and or Apple. And I do want to mention our sponsor, 612 Tees. They make awesome tees, great local company. Check them out. The link is in the description. Just some of the tees that they have. I'll show you some of them here. They have this Julius one, looking awesome right there. They got this A-Rod and Lori one as well. This, of course, this 1-800 Reed one. So check them out. Tons more where that came from. 612 Tees. Link is in the description. And at checkout, use the promo code RUN30. That's RUN30 at checkout, and you can get 30% off your first purchase. Thanks so much to 612 Tees. Use promo code RUN30 at checkout. Thanks again to 612 Tees. So let's get into it. Your Timberwolves didn't look great tonight. They looked okay in the first half and then horrible in the second half. I mean, you got to call a spade here. And usually I don't do post-game shows right after the game after a loss. So this is a whole new territory for me, but I felt like I just had to get out this podcast. And the stat that I am going to look at time and time again until game 2 is the combined shooting of Dante DiVincenzo, Naz Reid, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, because it is putrid. They shot a combined 7 for 36 from the field, 19%. And from 3, they didn't shoot much better. They went a combined here. They made 5 threes. Naz didn't hit a single 3 tonight. They went 9 for 27. No, excuse me, 5 for 27 from the field. From the 3-point line, I should say. That's not going to get it done. We have waxed so heraldly about our bench. We talked, oh man, the bench is killing it. This is the reason we are going to the finals, is because of how deep we are. That depth did not show tonight. I don't know what was going on with Naz Reid. Nickeil has been bad. Dante DiVincenzo has been bad, but they absolutely did not show out tonight. I would say probably the best one was Dante DiVincenzo. He was probably the best tonight. I just think he was the circumstance of no one else hitting, so he felt like he had to shoot threes. I mean, he finishes with 9 points for night, 3 for 14 from the field, 3 for 12 from threes, but he did have 2 steals, made some stuff happen out there. But when your bench, now I know Jalen Clark had 4 points or 3 points or something like that, and he was okay defensively, making some stuff happen. But when the core of your bench goes, I'm going to say it again, 7 for 36 from the field, you're not going to win many games. And it was the story, once again, Julius Randle coming out hot from the field. He finishes tonight with 28 points, 9 for 13 from 3, and from the field, I should say, 5 for 6 from 3. And you're thinking, oh, that's pretty good. But he did have 5 turnovers, one where he's holding the ball out, and I think it was Kendrick Williams just comes up out of nowhere and takes it from him. And that's another thing. Wolves, we knew going into this series that if we were going to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, we could not turn over the ball. And I was listening to the podcast No Dunks today. They were saying if the Wolves were going to turn over the ball, then they might as well just throw the ball out of bounds. Because if you give the Oklahoma City Thunder live ball turnovers, that's where you're going to get screwed. 12-0 tonight on fast break points. And we got killed in the paint. That is a stat that we dominated the Lakers and, for the most part, the Warriors on 54-20. Rudy was basically non-existent in the second half. I mean, how many minutes did he only played 21 minutes tonight, only had 2 points. So the Wolves up at halftime by 4, and then the Thunder just started dominating the game. To their credit, they started hitting shots, moving the ball around, and I will say it right now. I'm going to give him his props to start with. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an amazing basketball player. Well-earned the MVP, all of the above, great player. But, I mean, the whistle he gets is unbelievable. And I'm not even saying that the Wolves would have won this game if they got the whistle like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Because if you look at it, the Wolves actually shot more free throws tonight. The Wolves shot 21. Or actually, I'm sorry, that's not true. It's closer than I thought. I think the Thunder racked them up at the end. So 21-26, but it doesn't feel like it. And to his credit, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander made some amazing shots tonight, but it just felt like he's foul baiting every single time. And I feel like that is what is turning people off from the NBA. You want to get the casual fans. You want this new era of stars where you got Anthony Edwards, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Brunson, and Tyrese Halliburton. You know what's going to turn them off? It's not the three-pointers being shot. It's the foul baiting. It's the soccer-style embellishing. I saw this tweet. I don't know who it's from. I wish I could give credit to you, but I saw it just passively. It seemed like half of the fouls called on the Wolves on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander were just Shai Gilgeous-Alexander losing his balance. And I totally agree. It is unreal, the whistle that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets. And like I said, even if he didn't get that whistle, I still think we lose this game because I think the Thunder just came out more prepared, more ready. I don't know if you can blame this game on rust for the Wolves, but man, if this is what it's going to be all series, this is going to be frustrating. This is going to be a frustrating ride for the Timberwolves. But you got to talk about the Thunder. I mean, their starters were really good tonight. Chet Holmgren, 15.6 for 9 from the field. Didn't have to do too much. Had 7 boards, 2 blocks. The one where Dante DiVincenzo tries to do a reverse on him, it's like, what are you doing, man? You're not that good around the rim anyway. Let's be honest. I would love to see Dante's stats around the rim. They're not that good. You're not going to be able to get by a 7-footer. And even if Chet doesn't block that, I feel like he misses that anyway, to be honest with you. Jalen Williams started getting going in the second half, 19 points. Harkenstein, 12. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 31. Of course, we talked about. He did hit some great shots. And then here's the problem, though. When Shai is foul baiting and the Wolves are like, okay, well, they're in foul trouble and they can't get their whatever third, fourth, fifth foul, then they back off. And what happens? Shai just gets a little wide open jumper. Jaden needs to figure it out. He needs to figure it out defensively, and I don't know what the answer is. He has a short window to figure it out. They play again in about 48 hours. So he has to figure it out because Jaden came out of the gates hot, started hitting some shots. The Wolves, I think, were up 10-2 at one point, and then just Jaden could not get it going. After that, he was in foul trouble all night. Rudy got into early foul trouble as well. Julius was in foul trouble. Ant was in foul trouble. Again, Iron Man Ant goes back to the locker room. We know he's coming back because he always does. And I thought Ant was okay tonight. Not great. They talk about it all the time. I feel like Ants sometimes take game one, almost kind of like LeBron, as a feel-out game just to see where the series is going, get his bearings. He did have 9 rebounds tonight, but again, 4 turnovers, and the 17 turnovers, that's not going to fly against this OKC team. It's just not. And I know you could say, oh, they only had 5 more than OKC, but OKC's ability to get down the floor and turn those turnovers into points is the difference in a lot of these games. So Ant, he's got to have a much better game too. I'm sure he'll come out of the blocks hot. All these guys got to come out of the blocks hot much better than they did in that one. I did like seeing a little bit of Jalen Clark just to mix it up. I feel like it was a necessity tonight. Tonight was just a necessity for Jalen Clark to get some minutes, get on the floor. He goes 1 for 2 from the field, 3 points, but making some stuff happen. Had 2 offensive rebounds tonight. And I feel like we were controlling the glass until the second half. We really didn't give them many offensive boards in the first half. Then the second half, the floodgates kind of open. And we've seen this from OKC. I saw a stat. They had, I think, somewhere like 45 double-digit wins this season. So when they win by a good amount. So this should not be a shock to Wolves fans. Hopefully the Wolves can put this behind him, come out stronger in game 2 in Oklahoma City, because we really need to steal one in Oklahoma City. It would really be nice to steal one, because our MO so far, these playoffs and the last playoffs, has been we play as underdogs and it's us against the world and we're better on the road. We feed off the road's energy, but it definitely didn't show tonight. And here's another thing. How many games is Julius Randle going to hit, 5-6 threes in the first half? And you're only up 4 at halftime? Come on, guys. Pick up the slack a little bit. Pick up the slack. It can't just be Randle launching threes, because the mean is going to average out, and he's not going to hit all those. Now, he may want Superman mode in this game, particularly in the first half, but some of these threes he's not going to consistently hit. So we need other guys to hit threes and pick them up a little bit. I mean, we only had 88 points tonight, and most of them were Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards. I mean, the rest of the starters, Conley gave us a little boost. He was the only one plus, but Conley had 7, Rudy had 2, Jaden had 7. I'm sorry, that's just not enough to win a playoff game. It's really not, particularly when your bench is not executing whatsoever. So what can we clean up for game 2 and going forward? Obviously, the turnovers, right? Turnovers are huge. Points off turnovers tonight, 31-10. 31-10 for the Oklahoma City Thunder, which is exactly what I said. The Wolves had 19 turnovers. OKC had 15, but it's what you do with those turnovers. 31-10. That's pretty much the difference in the game tonight. Fast break points, 12-0. So what the Wolves can do is one thing that isn't very coachable. It just has to be mentally from within. They got to hit shots. They can't have that kind of performance from their bench. It just can't happen if they want to go anywhere, particularly to the NBA Finals. You got to start hitting the shots. You got to stop turning the ball over. There are certain things that you can do against the Brooklyn Nets or the Charlotte Hornets, or name another bad team, the Washington Wizards, that you can get away with, that you can't get away with against this Oklahoma City team. For example, spinning into the lane, loose dribble. I mean, you can spin, but spinning into the lane haphazardly with the ball out and stealable. You can't do that against the Oklahoma City Thunder. You can't get an offensive rebound and then start dribbling wide from side to side. You can't just dribble right in front of them, because they are going to take advantage. I feel like the Wolves were way too loose with the ball tonight, and a lot of times the main problem is Randle with that, but it wasn't tonight. I know we had 5 turnovers, but if Julius Randle doesn't play tonight, we lose by 50. I'm sorry. He was one of the only ones hitting. He was getting to the basket a little bit. I know he wasn't there too much in the second half, but he was the reason that we had the lead at halftime. Randle had a good game tonight. I know he had some turnovers, but Randle had a good game tonight. Ants, I would give him like a C+ for Anthony Edwards. And I know game one's usually a feel-out game for Anthony Edwards, but a -23 isn't going to cut it. And he only took 13 shots tonight. The Thunder did a good job of getting the ball out of his hands, and they knew that they would. The Thunder love to get the ball out of Anthony Edwards' hands, and guess what? Guys just got to step up and make shots and make plays, and they did tonight. It's really as simple as that. Turnovers, making shots, and rebounding are the three keys, and the Wolves really won none of those tonight. But, the good news is that it's not the NFL, because in the NFL, we'd be done right now and we'd be going home. In fact, in the NFL, we would have been done after the second round because we lost game one at home. So it's not the NFL. It's not the end of the world. We get to play again in 48 hours. Keep your head up. The Oklahoma City Thunder, this is how they win games. They win games by double digits a lot of the time, a lot of the season. And let's not forget, the Oklahoma City Thunder are a great team. They're a really good team. We got beat by a really good team tonight. We didn't play well in the second half. Watch tape, watch film, talk to each other, learn, maybe get some extra shots up after practice, and get ready for game two. Because this series is far from over. This series is far from over. And if the cards go the way that we want them to, if the pieces fit, I want to play this guy in the finals right here. I want to play the Knicks in the finals. That would be fun, wouldn't it? That would be so fun. So, like I said, turnovers, rebounding, shooting. Big three from tonight. And I think I'm just going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. This is the Running with the Timberwolves podcast on the Believe Sports Network. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. And give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and or Apple. We're going to be back on Friday with a special guest, so keep it tuned for that. We're going to be covering it all through the playoffs, so make sure to keep it locked. And I want to mention, make sure to use promo code RUN30. That's RUN30 at checkout on 612Ts. The link is in the description, and get 30% off your first purchase. It's not the end of the world, Wolves fans. Tomorrow's a new day. Let's embrace it. And as always, go Wolves.